Good morning. Today I'm very happy to welcome a model and a content creator working in New York, Caitie Winters. Good morning, Caitie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you. I am so excited to be here. I am so grateful for this opportunity and for everyone that's watching right now. I am so grateful for you. I love you. And um, also, Sharif, thank you for what you do with Meeting Venus. I think it's amazing that there's this platform that features the work of so many talented women creators and artists. So thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate your kind words. So I want to know a little bit about your work. How did you venture into modeling and content creation? And when we speak about content creation, a lot of things to speak because the competition is very wide. We have a lot of platform, a lot of platforms that people like to be banned as well. So tell me about your
Yeah.
journey. How did you begin?
Well, it all began when I came out of the womb and the doctor held me up and said, "A star is born." No, I'm totally kidding. Ever since I was young, I loved fashion. I've always been creative, and I really like being the center of attention. I'm not going to lie. So all of those things kind of manifested into me getting into modeling. I did some gigs here and there when I was growing up, but I had to focus on education, and so I didn't really uh, wasn't able to really seriously pursue it until um, I full time. After I had actually worked in the corporate world for a little bit doing HR and marketing, I moved to New York, and I was I got a job working in retail, and some of the my coworkers were designers on the side, and they actually said, you would be great at modeling. And I walked in one of their shows, and then one of the makeup artists from that show liked me and said, "Hey, I want to, let's do a beauty shoot. I want to build my portfolio." So then I worked with her, and it's wild how things snowball. So I was really lucky. I was able to freelance and just meeting new people, being in the city, making use of social media and different platforms like Model Mayhem. That's pretty much how I got my work. And then I guess when I started getting a significant audience on Instagram, that's when brands started approaching me to do brand partnerships. And so I did that full time for 3 years. And then I went back to the corporate world because I was not like most of the other models. I was not in my 20s. Well, I wasn't in my early 20s. I thought I was getting older, like this is going to be difficult. So I went back into HR, and then a lot of things happened, and I am now really fortunate and lucky, and I'm back into modeling and content creation.
Great. Tell me, you do modeling for magazines right now, or photography or video, or some brands approach you to do some marketing for them.
Oh, all of the above. I will do photography, film,
Mhm, mhm.
brand partner. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Sorry about that. I've done music videos. I've done underwater modeling. Yeah, sometimes it'll be for brands. Sometimes it will be for photographers or makeup artists or different creatives that want to build their own portfolio, they'll hire me. And then for the content creation, it's brand partnerships. They'll approach me. Sometimes I approach them and say, you know, do you work with influencers? This is my audience. This is my reach. I love your products. I would love to work with you. And sometimes it works out like that. But I'm doing it all on my own. I'm not signed with an agency or anything. I hope to be working on that. So that's kind of, I like to dabble in everything.
Yes. You know, right now, I saw some of your work on Instagram, and you know, being with a background with marketing and sales, of course, in front of the camera, you are performing as well. And I wanted to ask you, do you consider maybe in the near future to do some acting or something like that?
Yes, I do. That is something that I really want to get into because that's also what I love about modeling. It's it's acting. I get to play a different role for every job that I do. You know, one day maybe I'm a young mom and I'm, you know, taking care of my newborn, or the next day I'm, you know, a single woman in the city having brunch, showing off, you know, the newest fashions. It's so much fun. So I would love to get into acting. I've had some people approach me about doing short films, and that's kind of in the works. But I'm also trying to put together a kind of like a demo reel of some of the things that I've done for brand partnerships, because I've had to, you know, film videos for them. And I think maybe, hopefully, I can pitch that to agencies and say, hey, I think this is I can transition into acting somehow. I'm trying to figure out how to get into that, but I would love to.
You know, like you mentioned, it is easy to create like a demo reel, you know, like you're talking to me right now in front of the camera, performing different characters or as well, you know, not necessarily like this talking to the camera, you know, but you can do something outside. And with a good editor and music, you can create like a demo reel, with different styles and makeup and stuff like that. And also, I want to tell you that New York is very wide. We speak about film festivals as well. I was in Tribeca Festival and the African Festival several times in Lincoln Center.
Congratulations. That's amazing. Your films were
So
featured?
it's very good. Yeah, yeah. No, I go there to cover movies, to write
Oh, right. Your critics.
reviews
Sorry.
and interviews like
Okay.
that, like you know. So you know, New York is very good, you know, in meeting people.
Mhm.
Uh, Casting and also red carpet dinners, cocktails, and stuff like that. So it's very nice, and people are quite communicative. You know, maybe more than another parts in the United States. You know,
Mhm.
because you have a lot of culture as well and ethnicity. You know, it's very easy to find your way in New York. So
That's true. Yeah.
I think you have a very great potential. Yes. So I think you have a very great potential in venturing to acting, you know, especially in short films, because right now they are easier to produce, you know, because of the digital cameras, and anybody can
Mhm.
edit a film on a small laptop right now. So I hope we can see you in something like that in the future.
Thank you. I hope so too. And I hope, you know, there are some acting agencies out there watching this for hire. But I split my time between
Yes.
Philadelphia and New
Yes.
York. So I definitely need to make more of a point to get up to New
Yes.
York and go to those film festivals and things like that. So thank you. That's an excellent tip.
Yes, yes. Tell me, Katie, I've seen maybe Katie Winters is your professional name. So you change your last name, correct?
Legally, my last name is Macmillan, but my maiden name is Winters, and I'm divorced, so
Yes.
I haven't legally changed it back to Winters yet. It takes a while to do that, but yeah. So I'm
Yes.
going by Caitie Winters, and that is what I will be. I
Hmm.
guess my full first name is Caitlin, but I don't know. I don't feel like a Caitlin. I like Katie, and that's always been my nickname,
Hmm.
so I go with that.
Yes. Although Macmillan is a good last name, I remember in the 70s when I was a kid, I used to watch a series called Mystery Movie in Egypt.
Oh,
And one
wow.
of the characters, it was a weekly 1 hour and a half television movie. One of the characters, it was Macmillan and his wife. It was played by Rock Hudson and Susan St. James, and at the time, it was very popular,
Oh,
and
wow.
especially that Rock Hudson moved from cinema to television, and
Mm.
continued to do some films, in the 70s, but it was a very popular television series as well.
I'll
But
have to
let's
scour
speak
the web
about you
and see
right
if I
now.
can find them.
Tell me, what is try yeah, yeah, you can. Yes, yeah, there are some episodes available on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
But tell me right now, what is your favorite platform where you showcase your work and why, according to you?
I would say Instagram. That's because I have the greatest following on Instagram. So
Hmm.
that's my
Hmm.
favorite platform. And I think it's
Hmm.
easier because there's a limit to the length of the content in terms if you're doing a reel or something like that. Whereas YouTube, it's better for longer content, and that involves more editing, more planning. And I would like to get into that eventually, but I'm focusing mostly on Instagram right now just because of the audience that I already have, which I'm so grateful for.
Thank you. Can you see the screen right now? We have a question from
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Brian Schultz. Can you read
Hey,
it?
Brian.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering what is
Yes.
the most difficult parts of.
I was wondering what is one of the more difficult parts about the modeling that one might not realize until they have done it. Yes, nice question. Thank you, Brian. Hmm.
Yeah, thank you. That
So
and
tell us.
I Yeah, I appreciate you asking
Mm.
that too, because I think a big misconception is that modeling, you just kind of like
Mhm.
show up and it's easy. Uh, it's not. It is a grind because there's so much that goes into it. There are castings you have to go to, there are fittings you have to go to, there are the actual shoot days, and then also everything behind the scenes. Sometimes this is like a wonderful problem to have, but sometimes you have to go get an airbrush tan, and you have to get your nails done a certain way. So there's the physical part of things, and another very difficult uh, challenge is that it can be very last minute. Things can change often. I mean, sometimes often I will get, messages, emails, requests, whatever, saying, can you be in, Tribeca for a casting tomorrow at 3? And I'm just like, oh, wait, I'm in Philadelphia right now. Oh, no, or there's a shoot scheduled for outdoors
Yes.
and it's raining, and then they say, okay, well, then we're just going to shoot tomorrow and you have to be available. And it's what if you
Mm.
already have something booked? So the last minute nature of things is challenging, as well
Of
as
course.
all of the running around to castings, fittings, actual shoots. That's a lot.
Yes, you know, Katie, location is very important for a model like you. You know, sometimes it inspire you of how is your performance according to the director or the stylist as well. But did you shoot some photography or video outside of America or not yet?
I have. I've been lucky enough to do some work with a swimwear brand in Anguilla, which was really fun. And I had booked something in Puglia, but it was so frustrating. I had gone back into the corporate world. I guess, submitted for the casting for the gig in Puglia, and I didn't hear back for weeks. And I got a job offer to go back into HR, and I accepted it. And then a week into my job, they got back to me and said, "Yeah, you're booked." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I would have loved to have worked in Puglia, Italy." So I had to turn that down. But so far, Anguilla.
Yes, yes, Italy. Yes, Puglia is very beautiful. I
Oh,
was
you've
across
been?
Italy in several places, with Rome. Of course, being from Egypt and only 4 years here in Ecuador with my wife, but in Egypt, you know, it's very easy to travel to Italy, Greece,
Yeah.
and France, and also Croatia. Very beautiful there. A lot of historical as well monuments. Very beautiful there, and of course near the pyramids, we did a lot of modeling shows and catwalks, you know, and of course, a lot of the most famous model did some shooting in Egypt, you know, in Alexandria
Mhm.
and Cairo near the pyramids. I remember before I came here, Paris Hilton did an appearance, and many other models, you know, also during. Especially in Sharm el Sheikh and El Gouna, you know, near the Red Sea. So I hope you have the opportunity to travel all over the world
I hope
to do
so
some
too. Oh my
photography and
gosh. I
videos as
actually
well.
worked for, are you familiar with Sara Aní, the designer? She's based in Cairo.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, that's
yes.
so funny. I
But
walked for
right
her.
now, I want to ask you.
Oh, sure.
Uh-huh. Yes, go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, please.
I walked for her in she actually came to New York Fashion Week in, I think it was September 2016. So I got to walk for her during her show, and I was so thrilled. I got to, I had two looks in her show, and I got to do the final look. And, you know, the last look for runway shows when they walk out with the designer. So I was wearing the most beautiful bridal gown she made, and we, you know, walked out together holding hands, and that is something I will always remember. And I actually wasn't able to change looks in time because the one wedding dress was so big and ornate. It took two women to like get me into the dress, and I didn't have time to put shoes on before going onto the runway. So I was, you know, luckily my feet didn't
Yes,
show because it was such a big wedding gown. So I had to walk on my tiptoes down the catwalk holding Sara Aní's hand, thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Like, try and walk normally. Luckily, she liked me enough that she booked me for a shoot. And I think it was, you know, maybe a week later, I got to shoot a bunch of her, wear a bunch of her gowns and looks in Brooklyn. And yeah, that was an amazing experience. She is so talented, and I'm so proud of her. I think she recently made um, some, was it Forbes Egypt or something? A list of influential
I
women.
think Forbes in the Middle East. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
formed the Middle East edition, and you know, the Arabic edition in Emirates. Yes, and it's online as well. You know, yes. I think it made it to the list of top 100 women creative or entrepreneur, something like that.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm so proud of her. She deserves it. She is so talented. And it's a nice flex for me. I get to say I
Mm.
modeled for her.
Yes. Katie, right now I want to ask you, what is your advice for young people who would like to venture in a career similar like yours? According to your experience, what can you tell them to do when they first started?
The first thing I would say is abandon any form of self-doubt. If this is something that you want to do it.
Hmm.
And throughout my career, I have constantly had to deal with imposter syndrome, especially because I didn't get into modeling until I was almost 30. And I was thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm so old.
Hmm.
But I did it. And then I left because I thought I was getting too old. And it's, I am now, I'm 38, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to keep on trying. And it's difficult. You get a lot of no's, but anyway, um, I just, I have a lot of regrets because I let self-doubt get in the way. So abandon all self-doubt. And also, I would say be be authentic with anything that you're putting out there, and you also have to not be afraid to market yourself, and that's difficult because it's something that I struggle with. I don't ever want to seem braggy or pushy, but when you're a content creator and a model, you're your own brand, and you have to put yourself out there, and there's a way to do it without being pushy, but you have to get comfortable with it, marketing yourself.
For sure. I interviewed many men and women during the last couple of years who came at a certain point of their career. They had a company, private company, or they working in in a job, in a 9 to 5 job, like we say, and they have families as well. Some of them are parents, some of them are grandparents, and they came at a certain period. They want to change career, and they want to leave the office and to work on something creative. I mean, acting or modeling, doing music, you know. And I think it's very important when someone feel this feeling, inside of him or her. I think they must follow their instinct, because it is something inside you that needs to go out, and you need to express yourself and your state of mind in another way. So there is no need to self-doubt or fear of the future, and I think life as well is trial and error. You must try something,
Yeah.
and see if you will succeed. If you not try, you will never know, right?
Yeah, exactly. And tomorrow's not guaranteed, so go after your dreams. I mean, it's really it's
Of course.
scary. It's scary because, in the 9 to
Mm.
5, you have a guaranteed
Hmm.
income for the most part. I mean, unless you get fired, but you know what I mean? Like, the money that you're getting at this time, and you have structure, and it's a lot more secure. And then when you go into the creative kind of, entrepreneurial thing, it's there are ebbs and flows, but I completely agree. I think, if you feel it, you should go for it, because it's going to show through the work that you put out too, that you're doing something that you love.
Of course. Katie, I want to thank you very much for the interview, and especially it's during the weekend. I hope you enjoy your career, and I look forward to hear your news. I'll be following your posts on LinkedIn and Instagram, And I hope when you have a new project to announce, feel free to come and announce it here. And I wish you all the best in your upcoming projects.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful that you've let me speak today, and to everyone who tuned in. I am so grateful, and everyone who watches this after the live, I am also so grateful, and I will be excited to keep up with your work as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend, and all the best.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye.
Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.